For these lessons, I'm going to use this Meaden's tabletop easel, perfect for drawing, acrylics, and oil painting. It costs less than $35 with the coupon in the description. We cannot measure if we don't have anything. So we have to have something before we can start measuring. If you're going to use the graphite, use the medium graphite, 2B, not too dark, not too hard. When you're using the pencil, if you press it harder, define how hard be able to erase it. If you want it to be darker, use a little bit softer pencil. Don't press it too hard. Since I'm going to using charcoal, so why don't I use a wine charcoal? Say the top over here, like that. And then I'm going to set it maybe just a little bit higher, like that. That's what's very important. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to draw the center of this whole thing. Can you guys see the center line, right? To see how the whole movement, not the head, keep the stick like that.
Why is that the center line? I would have gone through the center of the face.
No, when you look at the face, the center line on the face, that is only applied to the face. Now we talk about the entire drawing.
So that's
the
not
whole body. For the whole body.
Yeah, and the whole body. So this is going to help us to define the center of the whole shape.
like the gesture.
He calls it the movement.
You can say that, but right now I'm trying to capture the main movement for the whole shape. I'll say it's the reference line. When using this exact same angle, this, and I'm going to be able to draw the face like that, this side of the face, and then the neck would be a little bit up on this side, and then the body over here come out this shape. And then when we get smaller and smaller, and then we're looking at the movement of that smaller area. At this point, we only pay attention to what is the main movement. You would like to have a system that you're going to depend on every single time. You can use it like over here. So, I'm going to use this as the movement. But this may not be as helpful as put it over here. Do you think? Movement for the entire shape. So the whole thing is roughly.
So here's my question. Hi. So when you figured out, you call it center line, but it's almost like a plumb line that will give you as much information as you can, giving the gesture, giving the pose. Is that right? Kind of?
Yeah, actually, the better way to say it is try to define a useful reference line.
Okay, yeah.
That probably better term.
The center throws me off too.
You can go with the plumb lines, which is the vertical line. But the vertical line right here is just not as useful as that reference line. Does that make sense? So when you see that line, and then you can draw this line, it's the same exact angle. It would give you a very helpful reference from here. So I'm going to have this a little bit more going toward this side. That actually, okay, so you can spend the time to making sure this angle. So we talk about the angle. We create different reference line at different stage of the drawing. Because right now we're not looking at the face. We're not looking at the arm yet. We're not looking at the body. And there's a lot of other line we are going to also look into. We have another line like this. When we are looking at the arm, so right now we just roughly to put down the shape, the big shape, okay? And then we can move forward. Like the hair over here like that. Like that.
Okay. Excuse me, Young. You've done this so much, automatically you can tell the size of the head to the body. How do you make sure that the head is not too small?
At this stage, not comparing yet. I'm not checking yet. do your best work. Just put something on the paper. That's
Okay.
the purpose.
All right.
And don't worry about that. It's going to be correct. Okay. Maybe when you draw more and more and your eye is more sensitive in the observation, and then you maybe make less correction later. But right now it's not about getting it right, because when
Okay.
you do that, you are combine the first step and the second step all together and make it a
Oh,
lot harder for you to uh, move forward. Okay.
that's what it was
Keep
happening to me.
That's right. Don't want to combine the multiple steps, because
Okay.
that is not what we're supposed to do. I think
Okay.
that come out a little bit more closer. So it's important that we spend more time in each step. Okay, but don't like overlook it. Don't maybe like say, oh, I fix that later, even though I see there's something wrong, and spend more time on it. You see that if you see something wrong, fix it. But however, that doesn't mean you fix it is the correct. Is already corrected already. It may not be correct, but do your best to work at this stage. Now, after this step, you very much know that, oh, okay, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to put the chin over here. So, so this is your decision. After you say, oh, I'm going to put it, I like what I done over here. If you don't like what you do, and continue making more changes. And maybe I want the face a little bit bigger. For say, actually, I like the way it is, but however, I try to make a good example, a bad example, and I'm gonna change that over here. No, no, I want the face bigger. Okay, so I'm gonna just make it bigger. Okay, how about I'm gonna make the face this big? Okay, so keep going. Try to capture what I want. I don't know what I want.
I've been trying to copy as opposed to saying what I want.
That's just good. Keep thinking about what you want and keep searching for it, and then you're going to be uh, less like try to reproduce your reference, and instead you would more likely have something that you specifically what you would like. Now I already make it bigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can go back to the way it was if you don't like this, right? But since I already make it bigger, I'm gonna stick with this. How about that? But this is okay. One way or the other, it's your artwork. Do whatever you want to do, right? Like a couple minutes ago, I like the way it was. After I make the changes, I like this even better. Maybe I just pretend I like it better. So make a few more changes, and you realize that, oh, okay, this is what I want already. This is good. All right. In that case, now you find something that you're going to hold on. So this the chin, this is the top of the head. Maybe you have your own idea. I I'm sure that everyone has your own idea, but this is the raw, the biggest shape, and you just draw whatever you want to draw. Okay, don't put any shape yet. Right now it's still a little bit too early. So after we done that, and we're gonna come back to double check. I'm going to put a little bit. Always start from big, not from small. This is the biggest. Now I'm going to reproduce this angle. And a lot of people just do it like this. Put it over here. It's about right. Okay, no. It's just don't let it so easy. Just tape it. And then compare to these two sticks. Is it parallel? It
Yes.
looks like a parallel to me, but I'm not sure. Is that really parallel? Okay. Give it a minute. A minute, actually, a long time. You guys know that, right? A minute is 60 seconds. 60, every second is a long time. Depends if you're happy.
Lots of times I think it's right, and then I go and I use a stick across in a couple places and it's not right.
Exactly. Exactly. So you want to staring at it. Can maybe squint your eye. You just don't look at the picture. Don't look at this. Right now it's just blur everything in your mind. Only squint your eye, only looking at that two sticks. And also give it a little bit more space between you and the stick. Sometimes you are too close to it and it's difficult to make the good judgment. If you have an upright easel and keep it like an arm or 2 arms distance, and you're going to see a little bit better, right? I'm going to screen my eye. I'm going to take a look. If I move it a little bit like this, definitely too much. Okay, do a little bit of testing. If I move a little bit more over here, it may be better. Oh, it looks like that's moving maybe a tiny more. That part will be better. In that case, I'm going to also hold this down over here too. Now this is good. After you have this, now I'm going to double check on. It looked like the cheek over here, you need to come back a little bit and this angle. And then using this as the space between this and the space between this, you can find it a little bit better, even though we still not get into the face yet. So now this angle coming down over here and the bottom of the face, is that looks good, right? Okay, and the bottom over here and coming all the way over here like that. Okay, now take a look at the neck. The neck is about right. Maybe coming a little bit closer like that. And look at the front over here and then coming down this way. Okay, that's good. We're not measuring yet. We are just trying to find the main movement of the entire drawing. Okay, now I get a little bit better. We don't look at the eye. We don't look at anything. Right now, this side is about the area of the left side of the arm. And take a look at that. And I'm going to have a little big line coming almost parallel to this stick. Is that good? Just the reference help us to see things a lot better. Like that. And then it's the hair coming from here through over here. Like that. All right. We're going to figure out the arm later. But take care of this main. And take a look at if the outside of this line is parallel to this reference line, isn't it? Let's come in a little bit, like that. I think this is pretty good. Now, as you talk about that, I don't know what's the face is too big. Well, after you set up the rough shapes with the biggest shape, and then the next thing we're going to do, not look at inside the eye yet. If we know this proportionally to the whole body, and that will be good. And then we can go in there to define the space within the area of the face, which is pretty easy. Because the face is very easy to find that one third, and then draw the angular line. Okay, what's the next thing we're going to do? We don't know. We're going to find out. Like say the bottom of the shirt. In my case, I may not have the space for that, for the edge of the sleeve. What do you think? I think this, I'm going to make a little change over here. I'm going to have that coming in a little bit and go like that. Okay, I think that's enough. Now the next thing I'm going to do, now I can release this. And this is not only the face. And today we're focusing on their angle, an angle measurement. So this is why I include part of the body. Okay, here's what I'm gonna find out. I see something kind of interesting. I'm gonna find this point. Can you see? Can you see that is from here to the chin?
Yep.
It equals from here to the top. Oh my God. Can you guys see it? And that actually in their anatomy proportion. It is this the middle of the chest. It actually is a one head. And here is a one head. So close to one head, right? Pretty close to one head. So in that case, from here, now that means from here, right about here. Okay. I'm gonna take that because my drawing is bigger than not 1:1 to the reference. So I have to use the ratio proportion, okay, like right here, like that. And I'm going to put it down over here. Now I can see, am I right? Here to here. Okay. Okay, too much. Here to here, that's good. And I'm going to put this over here. That's good. Right there. So you know what? Now I can see that I make it too long already. So this is called comparative measurement. Now I'm gonna from here to here and start making the turn. Can you see it now? Everything should be able to check and measure. Now I'm going to have from this point and then have the fold coming down. Can you guys see it? Right? So now, after we figured out the big one, and we're going to go a little bit smaller, the smaller angular measurement. Okay, so this one is already right. So the arm is following this line going down, right? So from here all the way, can you see from here all the way over here, and then make a turn, and that is the bottom of the sleeve, isn't it, huh?
Yep.
It looked like it, but I'm not going to just take uh, my first impressions to the bank. I'm going to be a little bit carefully measure it. The other way is about to measure it because we already know this point is already right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to find, and this line already right? We have to use the known to find the unknown. This line already right. So that means from here, it looks like there is a shape over here coming down like this. Can you see it? Like that. Because from here to here, it's about that angle. You can use this as a measuring to find out where is that shape started. So right over here, can you see it? Right over here. And it's better to use two tape, okay, not one. So if I'm gonna do the same thing from here, I'm gonna use the top over here. From here to here, if you find the angle, can you see it? It's the correct angle. Yeah, be patient. Now I think the angle is about right, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Pretty close, isn't it? So if I'm gonna draw this line going up, that means exactly that is where is this star. And then a little bit higher than that, that's another shape going up. Can you see this fold? That shape going up.
If you were using the iPad, would you just still use the tape tape to
Well, iPad, it's a little bit, little bit less inconvenience because you're
I
gonna touch the
struggle with
iPad
that.
all the time.
I know I struggle
Yeah,
with that
in
all the
this
time.
case, you might want to print it out. But when you're looking at the details of the reference, and then iPad will a lot better. But if
Yes.
you don't want because the paper, you touch it, it won't move. But if you keep moving, it's difficult to see,
I
right?
guess I'll have to do some printing when I come home.
Uh, I mail it to you. Just tell me the address. Okay, this is good. Now we find this is also like I see how angular measurement is so helpful. You just have to use it and slow down in the process. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing. Okay, now we already find that point. Why don't we use this too? Can you see that? I'm gonna use this to find that corner. It's very much like a plumb line, but anyway, I'm going to use this to check on the angle. I don't know. Is that parallel? Pretty close, isn't it, huh? Maybe move a little bit. So this is good. Is that reaching to that corner? So this is angular measurement. It would help you to find that. Well, the thing by piece by piece. See from the big to small. And the next thing I'm going to find out, that's a very important if you're following me. And this is a very important point, even though there's no clear line, but that is where the plane change. Can you see it? From here, turning down this way. So I'm making sure I know where is that to be first, right? So this is very easy. So this one we have to use, or say we better use the comparative measurement instead of the angular measurement. So I'm going to use the plumb line like this, and from here to here, right? From the bottom of the jaw, I say the chin, I'm going to moving it there. That's the eyebrows. Oh, I cannot really tell with the eyebrows. We don't have the eyebrows yet, but I'm going to keep going. You can see that just a little bit higher over here. If I start it over here, a little bit on top of the head, right? Right there. And then I'm going to find it halfway. Wow. So we do two things at once. Now we also find the eyebrow. Eyebrow is just extend a little bit higher and make it halfway. That's at the eyebrow. This what an accident, isn't it? Huh? Right here. And see that? That is like a little bit more than a little bit halfway. So now because I need to find where's that point. That point is also from here to the eyebrows. Wait a minute. It's not right. I haven't checking yet. Okay. So I'm going to see where's that to be. I'm going to put this point right here. And I'm going to have this up. Not exactly. So the middle point is actually between these two lines. So this is the eyebrow. This is also the midpoint from there to the bottom of the chin. Am I losing anyone yet? Okay. Okay, sounds like a not yet. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do, from here to the bottom of the chin, and from the chin coming down, that is the turning point. Can you see it? The turning point. Over here. And then coming over here, and this side, there's the fold. This is very crucial for capture the correct form of the body. Okay.
Can
All
you
right.
say
So
how did you get to that point?
yeah,
I
I
was
was looking at the reference. So let me go through this again. Okay. Because I have to define this. You don't have to, but I don't want to lose that the form of the body, which is the shoulder over the turning point. I need to find where's that to be. And I'm looking at from here to the chin, because the chin, we already defined it, right? Correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, we already defined it right at the beginning. We already know where's the chin. The chin is the first thing that we decide where the chin would be based on the rough drawing. Okay, so I'm looking at over here, from here to here, looks like halfway from here to the top of the head. So I did the measurement, right? Can you see it? Right there. I assuming it. One, oh, that's the eyebrow. And again, and going a little bit higher than the top of the head. Can you see it? Like from here to here, and going up, that is the top of the eyebrow. And then from top of the eyebrow up, and that becomes just right above the top of the head. So I do the same thing. I extend a little line at the top over here, and then I find what is the middle. And
that's
which is the, right? You got it, right? And the middle over here, that would be the eyebrow. And then from the eyebrow to the chin over here, it goes to, like from here to the chin over here, it goes from here to the shoulder turn. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So also this has been recording. So if you want to watch it a couple more times, um, and take step by step. Don't rush. If you rush, it's never going to be good coming out of rushing. Okay. So let's talk about where's this line. This is an angular line. Can you see that? That line, like this. This line also important. I just put that right here, like that. And years ago we had a miserable summer, right, Harriet?
I thought it was brilliant.
That is called classical drawing. So I know some of you miss it. And this is a very similar approach. All the technique is the same technique. So if you need to, we go over we have some examples, videos in the Learning Center in the drawing library. Go back there. And okay, now after we put that line over here, now realize that this line is not right. Why? It needs a lot closer to the chin, isn't it? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to tape it on. Uh, now you get a sense of our development of the drawing of the artwork is always like a step by step. It starts from the biggest with the whole movement. You can define, you have your, maybe have your own approach. Like what's it define that first? Now we're going to go little by little. Now, because we already know the chin, now we're going to use the chin. You see that? How close that to the chin. And then we do two things at once. One compare this and the other compare the angle. After you find that, okay, but don't rush though. If you want to move this, okay, move it before you define it. Because as soon as you define it, you're going to stick to it. What about if it's wrong? What about if it's only 90%? You want it to be 95 or 100 as much as you can, right? Because you're going to build up the further details based on the wrong decision. So make sure every single step, you make sure you give it a few minutes. And I have not given few minutes. I maybe give it a minute, but please give it a few minutes. Okay, now I'm going to draw this line like this. Very good. And this a little bit curve like that. And got it. And then a little bit of the cheek over here. I can draw a little line coming down like that. Is that right? That's just pretty cool. And then I'm going to look at the chin. I'm going to draw a little line. As you see that, I'm just change it to this charcoal pencil. Now I'm going to define the line, make it even more clear, right? The chin over here, I'm going to define that. It's the time to define a little bit. Okay, that's just good. All right, I'm going to remove this. Is that right? Patience, very, very important. Very important. Now I remove this. Now is the correct one. Now I'm going to extend this, going down a little bit. You can define this angle, but it's okay. But over here, this is the arm. So I'm going to have it here. This is the underarm coming over here. But it should never go like this because this is the arm, the whole arm going through like this. So you cannot get further to the right side of this line. Does that make sense, right? Okay, coming down a little bit more like that.
What is your reference point for the length of the neck?
What about the reference? We're going to see if it is, and then you're going to do what it is. No, it's not the neck. You see that? Right there. Well, if you doubt your decision may be wrong, in that case, it's very, very important. Don't go ahead to change it. Go back to the measurement. You can't just based on your feeling and then make the decision.
No, I think she asked the length. How did you define the length? No?
Oh, the length. We don't define the length yet. We're going to use the comparative measurement as a double check. And the second thing we're going to define as I'm going to define from here and here. I know the middle coming up a little bit, right? So I'm going to define this as a straight line.
Oh,
So in this case, we are actually we're not try to capture the whole curve line. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to soften this. Now we already know the top of the head over here, so that is this, it will be right here. Is that right? According to that. So now I'm going to coming over here like this. Also angular measurement. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to go through this line. Not sure yet. Is that parallel? Maybe go down a little bit tiny more.
Oh, no, it needs to be down some.
How about this? Is it good? Well, if this is good enough for you, and what you need to do is draw this line. Now this is perfect. Now we're going to complete this, and then this is not just a straight line. You can draw a straight line over here. You can see that how that curved line compared to this straight line is a little bit bump up like that. After you capture the straight line, and then you can find the curved line like that. Get that? Now it's become pretty easy, right? And then we looks like there is a line coming toward over here like that. So we have that curve. Now I come back to that. What is this there? Okay, there's just another gap over here, and we can see that there's a little gap, right, between the arm and the eye. So what about how long is this compared to the face? Okay, now we're going to do another comparative measurement. So we're going to see how about from here. So we need to define this right here, right? Right here. And from here to the elbow, right? With this angle. I'm going to take that as this is the angle.
Mhm.
Between here and there, like the camera did not actually capture the correct image because this is very close to the picture. Okay, so actually from here, so I'm going to use this one to measure from here to here. I'm going to compare with the face. My God, it's just a little bit higher than the top of the head. Now it's not really exact, so we have to do this. Can you see that? That much more. Okay, like that. So all you need to do is to take this to the bottom of the chin and then compare it from here to there. Where is that? Right here to there. Now you find out, oh, wow, it's not right. It needs to be there. In that case, I need to redraw this line going high a little bit more, like that. Or maybe this is wrong. So yeah, one way or the other. So if that is wrong, okay, I'm gonna move that a little bit higher. And then if you're doubting that is the correct way, maybe this is a little bit lower. But I think that from here the angle going down across to the neck, I think this is already right. And because of this line, we're already checked. So that means the hair, it should be, it's correct. The top of the head is right over here. So that means the top of this, the hairline, need to be a little bit tiny higher, like that. And sometimes just a hair higher, or just maybe a drop higher, right? Just a little bit. Okay, this is good. So with the angular measurement and then comparative measurement, which is the proportion. And we find out a lot of things already. The big thing we all find out. Maybe let's find out the shape of the fingers. How about that? We see the shape of the finger, so we're going to define, how about here? There's the shape over here. Can you say, let me put the paper over here so you can see a little bit better. So here, that's just the shape of the finger. And over there, that's the shape of the finger over here on this side. That's just the size of that. And also this point to here, and your angular measurement like this. Now we can find that is the hand star and that angle. Can you see it? I'm going to use two tape and define that over here, and then we're gonna use this side. You see, we just find that, so this is good. I'm gonna have that over here, and this is the correct angle, maybe a little bit lower like that. Are you with me? It's the correct angle.
Yeah.
Right,
Doesn't look
it's the
like
correct angle. Right. So here, coming on to this side, we're going to draw that right there. So that means this, the shape starting here. Right there. But we don't know where is this point. And see the shape roughly, just ignore that, the finger, just see the shape. Where is this? It looks like about here. You can use the angular measurement. Like I say, I'm going to show you like that. Ooh, so much tape over here. So you can actually, with the elbow, with the finger over here, that's kind of interesting. Can you see that? Oh, almost like a horizontal line. Like this is the middle finger. Can you see it? Right over there. And looks like coming down a little bit tiny. Okay, a little bit. And then from here, look at the angle correctly, right? That's correctly. That's good. Right there. Is it higher? Okay, that's about right. Okay, I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to draw the line over here. So that means the middle finger and actually down over here. And then coming up from here, this is the same space, the same angle. Can you see it? Cross over here, right there. So then you can find that that's the shape of their hand. And then you can see that that's the finger coming down, the second finger over there, and the third finger right here. Now you can find a hand.
Do you already measure where the width of the head to put to know where those go, or you just know?
Uh, we're not looking at the head yet.
But the fingers are at a certain distance
And we're
from.
going to double check after we define the width of the face. And then that is still a little question mark over here. Okay, but for now, we're not going to be able to define it completely and before we know the face. So like at the top over here, and you are going to compare with this angle, right? You're going to have this angle coming down. So everything has angles. Is that right, Harriet?
Yes, yes, yes.
You know what I mean?
I feel like the
Uh,
whole back of the body is like a mystery where the back of the head and the back of the body and all that. Like, how come you haven't done those yet?
that's
Seems like
exactly the point. We are not get ready to look into the face yet because we
Right.
have been working on the much bigger proportion. We're looking at this as all we're doing is the international matter, not domestic.
But what about the
It,
back of the body?
the
Shouldn't
back
that
of the
be
body,
defined?
we're not looking at that either. We're going to define
Why?
that a little bit later.
Okay.
That'll be about 10 o'clock your time.
Yep. Exactly. That's just like 10 weeks later. but okay, let's move a little bit faster. Okay, now here we go. Now we're gonna look into the face, right? Now something we already know, the height of the face, we already know. Is that right? Through this process, we already know the height of the face, and we already don't know by accident is the top of the eyebrow. Okay, this is good. Now the next thing we're gonna find out the width of the face compared to the height. What do you think? What do you guys thinking about?
I
I'm
think the
gonna take a
eyebrows
look
to
at.
the chin is the equivalent. Eyebrows to the chin equals the width of the face.
Okay, it could be the eyebrow. It's a little bit higher than the eyebrow. Now from this angle, just a little bit higher than the eyebrow, like that. You see that? This it goes to a little bit higher, or maybe from here to the beginning of this eyebrow, not compared to that one. You see that? That's just good. So that means we need to find that. And now here we go. Now we need to find this angle. And come back over here. And tape. That's good. Now based on one eyebrow, we're going to find the other eyebrow. Right? You guys having fun, or you kind of like uh stretch out already, huh?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to take a look at. So this already known. So this is good. And I'm going to take a look at the angle. This is how angle is work out to help us. Okay, take a look again. Is that the correct angle? I would rather you to spend a few more seconds. I think this can be a little bit tiny higher. Is that right? Is that correct? No rush. All right, if you think this is right, so I'm going to draw this over. What's that really mean? If this eyebrow's here, the other eyebrow would be right there. If this eyebrow over here, this point to the chin, it goes to from the left to the sidebone. Isn't it? Huh? Okay, pretty good. I take the that means a yes. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna take this and rotate it from here to here. Perfect. Now we find the preliminary. That's the shape right there. And now, as is what you look for, we find the shape of that. And then I think this side is just a little bit smaller than this, the face. It may be right here, like that, coming down right here. Am I correct?
Just a drop.
Yeah, maybe a little bit smaller. Maybe just a drop smaller. And the hair coming out, that doesn't count. That is that is not dictate the size of the head. And that going down like this. And see the hair? It's the hair coming this way. It's all the way coming down. And the earrings over here like that. And then there. Because the chin we already know if we find the angle of the line. And then we find the jar. You see that how easy that one thing lead to another. But it's the most important over here I want to emphasize. Have to start from big before go small. That's just the 90% of the people having this problem because they jump. Don't jump, okay? Walk slowly, okay? Once distance at a time. Okay, after we done that, and then you can double check. Now you're gonna see, oh, what about this? From here to here, can we draw this angle? Find out through the face. And maybe set it later. Double check on that later. Okay. Now, since we're talking about, we are working on the face now. This is good, right? So why don't we looking at the face more? And now we'll take a look at, is that the nose is the middle from the eyebrows line?
Mhm.
To the chin is half or not? I'm going to check on that. Wow, very much. It's just the lower part is just a little bit smaller, a little bit tiny smaller, but you have to use it this angle. So this is very important. So this is the, like now we talk about the face. Now it's the face center line. That's the face center line. Now we talk about the center line of the face. But before you're looking at the face, don't think about the face center line, right? Now you jump into the small, it's too quickly. Now I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Let's take a look at if we're doing that with this angle. Now, maybe a good idea to draw the center line on my drawing too, like that. Compare what you have, what I have, put on the reference. And you want to, after you drew it, making sure you spend a little bit time to checking on that, and then the curve a little bit more like that. This is good, right? And don't save your time from take care of the reference line. Okay, the center line here is the reference line. Okay, this is good. And then from here to here, and just a little bit more than half. Is that right? This is a little bit more than the lower part. So I need to check on that, whether or not they're actually a little bit more or they're exactly the same. Oh, that's not right. I need to give it a little bit more for the top. So always checking. Okay, this is good. Just a little drop. Okay, here we go. Like that. And look at it again. That's right now. This is good. Perfect. Now after you find the nose, right? And then you're gonna find the mouth. But in terms of how to find the proportion of the face of the specifically the mouth, and we have lots of videos on that. So let's not spend too much time on this for the purpose of we just try to find the how to use the angular measurement. Okay, so this is good. So usually, if you want to know, like that, right about the middle or maybe the lower border of the lower lip of the mouth is halfway from here, from the nostril to the bottom of the chin. But we have a very interesting library in the learning center is called Portrait Basics. And that would definitely going to help you a lot more in that. And then we also notice that the eye line is about 1/3 from the eyebrows to the nostril. And then if you can do that and make sure 1/3 and draw that line parallel to the eyebrow. And then you can find also relate to the center line. You can see that the eye is looking at right in here. Right? And then this line, this eye looking at right over here. And the corner of this eye is not reaching to the center line yet. Okay, right over there. I'm going to use something a little bit sharper. Okay. Yeah, and here you go. Like that. You see, after you're taking care of the big, and then the small would follow very quickly and easy. So find that right over here. That's good. And the nose a little bit wider coming over here. Now comparing the center line, okay, over here. And we also have some videos talk about how to use the center line as a measurement. Okay, okay, right here, like that. You see? Now take a look at the corner over here. So, and then take a look at the upper lip. Now I'm gonna come over here, define the upper lip a little bit better, like that. But the angle, there's 3 shapes of angle. This angle, this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle. It actually not exactly parallel. And I'm going to draw this corner to this corner and having it all the way coming all over here. And I'm going to draw the eyebrows angle. Can you see it?
Mhm.
And then look at the eye from corner to corner.
So this is the perspective part.
Exactly. Now this is a little bit bonus. That is 1-point perspective.
Oh.
If without extending those lines, you actually don't see it. You think that they are all parallel. They're not exactly parallel. They get closer and closer and closer as a 1-point perspective. But also looking into the portrait. And also we have a library in the learning center called Perspective. We have a few lessons on how to see the 1-point perspective in portrait drawing. So now I'm going to maybe getting over here, just going to show you how I'm going to finish the drawing. This is a heart, so it's a little bit sharper. Now we're going to coming over here to looking at the face. So I'm going to can soften it a little bit more over here. Okay, make the reference line a little bit softer. Okay, all right. This is good. Since we have the eye, the nose in place, now we can refine the contour of the face very easily. Okay, now I'm going to soften that a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. And let's do that. Let's take a look at from here, coming down. And look at the angle. Okay, this is good. Turn a little turn. And down over here. And then look at here. A little big turn. Now, slowly. A 1/4 inch at a time. Okay, coming down over here. Perfect. And I'm going to soften that. And then I can define that a little bit better. A little bit turn. And take a look, a little bit turn like that. Perfect. Right? You see, After taking up the small area, it's just going to take care of itself. Just like that. Simple. And I'm going to have this, redraw that a little bit shape. So maybe the next lesson in the future, we talk more about the um, the value. Okay, right now this one is, let's keep the focus only on the angle. Okay, you also can double check on that too by relay that this corner, this side, the corner of the nose, and looking up to the corner of the eye, and you can find that too. Double check on this and that together. Okay, so everything you can relay that back by checking, cross checking. Okay, you can use the shading. You can always can just use the blending stump. Okay, over here you can blend that a little bit more in over here, make a little shade. This is good. The eye over here, the whole thing, it has a little bit more of the uh, shadow, the shade, even include the inside the eye. It's had a little bit more shading. So I'm gonna have that little bit shading. Have a little bit shading over here, like that. Here you go. Like this. This is good. Okay, that's good. That's shadow. Give a little bit shadow. I'm going to use my finger, just blend the charcoal a little bit, and the middle over here always have a little bit coming down a little bit, and always have a little bit shadow in between that, the two. Okay, this is good. And now on this side, blend that in. We have a little bit more shadow. It looks like this need to come a little bit closer, like that. Now, by looking at this corner of the eye compared to the corner of the eye over there, you need to coming a little bit more open, like that, a little bit closer to that, but also have a little bit shadow. It make the eye look a little bit bigger. Now I'm gonna continue complete the eyebrow. Right, this is good. And then the eye, of the iris is very simple. Right there. That's good. Right, that's good. The lower eyelashes. That, here we go. Now I'm gonna coming over here, take a look, and then the iris over here, and then little by little, and the eyebrows over here too, like that. Okay. Okay, that's good. Gonna make that a little bit darker. That's good. Now we come down over here, take a look at the mouth. Yeah, this is center line, still going to be a effect. It looks pretty good. Now I'm going to use this to blend it a little bit because the drawing is so small. Okay, to blend that. And there's a shadow underneath the lower lip. Use that to define the form of the mouth. And then the bottom over here always have a little big shadow, a little bit turn. And then coming onto this side. And the cheek, this need to be have shadow shape. The first, I'm going to use my finger to move it, make it soft. Now, that's just good. Now I'm going to use just this blending stump to create the tone for the smiley line. Okay, here we go. If they're too dark, you can always use the eraser to correct it. And this whole side of the face a little bit darker, like that. Right, so this can be a little bit lighter. Okay, here you go. Okay, pretty good. And look at the corner on the other side. It's coming up a little bit over there. And And this corner a little bit higher. Like that, this is good. Okay, and the rest, it will be very easy. So I'm gonna define the jar over here. Is that coming this a little bit closer, a little bit tippy. So I'm gonna have that a little bit softer. Okay, here you go. And since we already done the measurement of the size of the face, the head, compared to the rest of the drawing, compressed charcoal. So here we go. Now I'm going to have this coming over, start shade it a little bit bigger. Okay, that here. So we go a little bit darker over here, coming over here, the jewelry, the necklace, and you can define that all the shape. Okay, that's good. And then you can now you can define the fold of the coming down like this. Okay, give a little shadow for the arm over here, shaded, and this side a little bit shadow. So you can build up the value based on the proportion. And all the work that we done is very crucial to create the likeness of a person. That maybe we can have some background softer over here. We can pick up some of the shape. Yeah, maybe not. Just the paper towel. So I'm gonna have a little bit light shape over here because that is too big. Make it a little bit, maybe continue from the left side and like that. And then you can keep going from here and to make it look finished.